Hi everyone, my name is Vasudevan and I head the quality services at Aspire, the quality services delivery unit at Aspire. So what we are here to discuss today is about a test automation health check that we did for one of our customers recently. So test automation health check basically helps enterprises understand the level of automation they can probably do, or rather a health check on where they stand with respect to automation and how feasible their automation is, which is one part of it. And secondly, if they are already into automation, this process helps them understand whether they are on the way to the goals that they have planned initially before they ventured into automation. So this customer is one of our biggest customers, and he is one of the oldest software companies in the US. They are about 40 years old since inception, and they have been into automation for about 6 years now, and they use IBM's rational set of tools for automation. And one of the major challenges this particular customer had was they were not able to achieve enough coverage through automation, and also they were not able to get away with the obstacles that were posed during the process of automation, such as object identification and things like that. So one of the key challenges the customer came to us with was how do we get towards 100% automation. So they had challenges, their teams had challenges in terms of object identification. There were constant releases that were happening, and those releases had object changes in the application and things like that. So the customer's biggest obstacle was to move towards 100% automation, considering the fact that the team was on agile model, and there were constant builds that were given to the quality team for validation. And automation was one of the key areas that helped them to validate their builds and eventually scale up on the automation coverage. So Aspire planned to do a health check on this particular customer on their automation processes. So one of our senior consultants visited the automation, visited the team in their premises, and understood the different QA processes that were done on both manual as well as automation. And we also tried to talk to stakeholders to understand what are the different things they have been facing as challenges during the entire course of automation that they were doing for about the past 6 years. So at the end of the conversation with the stakeholders, and after talking to different people, looking at the templates, looking at the automation scripts, manual test cases, everything, we finally understood that there were a set of gaps that were creating this particular issue with respect to coverage. One of the major areas that we identified as a gap was there was no communication between the manual and automation testing teams. So as a result, what was automated was not actually reflecting in the manual test cases, and eventually the automation scripts were not finding the type of defects they should be finding. And in some of the cases, the manual test cases were all duplicated in the automation efforts, and eventually both the manual and the automation teams were running the same set of test cases, one in a mechanical fashion and the other in a manual fashion. So that was one of the areas that we identified during this health check process as a major gap. And secondly, we also found that the controls that were used in the project were posing a serious handicap to the automation efforts. So they were using Infragistics, which was one of the third-party controls, and automating Infragistics using IBM's tools was a big challenge for them. So we basically identified that gap again, and we told them about the various options that are available in order to get away with that particular issue. And eventually we also scripted a few parts and showed them how Infragistics can be automated. So that was again another gap that we identified during the health check process. And also we found that there was very minimal documentation available, and when new members come on board for automation, they were not able to understand where the current system was, where it started, where they need to get started, and things like that. So every time a mentoring session happened, a mentor was attached, and it was taking a lot of time for the new members to quickly come and deliver. So those are some of the serious gaps that were identified during the health check process, and those were submitted as a gap analysis report to the management of our customer, and we told them that these are the 3 immediate areas that needs to be identified if they want to meet the goals towards 100% automation coverage. Subsequently, Aspire was asked to come on consulting for this particular assignment, and we had 3 of our consultants working on with this customer in order to resolve their automation woes. So our team of consultants, they got started with what we pointed in the gap analysis report, which is basically trying to bridge the gap between manual and automation teams, and making sure that manual team communicates to automation team on the key areas that needs to be automated. For example, there was a customer support team, or rather a product support team, which was tracking the defects that were filed by this customer's customer, which is like the customers who are using their products were actually filing defects in the application, and those were not getting tracked in manual test cases. So the manual team started tracking them, and they gave inputs to the automation team about these defects so that those can be taken as priority for automation. Eventually, when they were automated, the coverage increased, because end of the day customer defects started reducing because we were taking that as a priority. And the manual and automation teams, they started interacting much before, much more than they were doing before, and duplication was completely reduced. So whatever manual team was testing was more in terms of new features, enhancements, and things like that, whereas the regression part was completely handled through automation. And secondly, we also started looking at third-party controls in the systems. What are the custom controls that are being used? What could be a good way to get away with such controls as part of automation and things like that. So we basically started identifying such controls, and we started giving inputs basically in terms of how this control can be handled, or how we can go about automating that and things like that. So during this process, it was important for us to bring the development team into the picture, because they are the ones who are working with these controls, or they are the ones who are implementing these controls. So we spoke to them, we told them that it would be good to have early information about such controls to the testing team or to the QA team, so that the QA team can be made aware of introducing such controls in the product, and eventually they can plan for automation, or development can expose certain methods or APIs with respect to those controls, which can be helpful for the QA team during the process of automation. So the idea was to get all the stakeholders together and ensure that they are communicating with each other, and eventually resolve things, and make sure that they are all on the same page and help each other in terms of their efforts. So that was again something which our consultants came on board and help this particular customer. And finally, we started creating documentation for the various areas that were automated. So any major script that was created, we had a very clear information about what that particular script is, what it does, when it is being called, where it is available, and all that. Because assuming, consider about 40,000 lines of code in automation, it becomes imperative for us to have a documentation, not to cover all the 40,000 lines, but definitely the key areas of the code, because it becomes very important when new members come into the system. So we started documenting such things, and we shared them in a common repository where people can look at them and understand what's going on through the entire automation process. And as part of documentation, again, we were also trying to introduce coding standards with respect to the scripting language that was being used. In this case, being VB.NET, Visual Basic.NET. So we tried to introduce some good coding practices. We tried to help the customers team understand the need for check-in, check-out, the need for good commands and things like that. So these are generally processes that are covered in development, but at Aspire, every automation project is considered as a development project, and it becomes important for us to add value to our customers in every possible way. So eventually we said that we wanted to have good coding practices for any automation project, and here in this case we brought some of the best coding practices that can be done for VB.NET and help the customer build on that. So such things definitely help the customer increase his coverage and eventually increase the quality bar of this product. So this is one of the areas where test automation health check has been a key beneficial factor for automation. So doing a health check for your automation efforts is the key towards the long-term goals of automation.